Good morning. This is a very sensitive subject for me. And again, it's going to go all the way back to when I was a little boy. Okay. It's what we call the haves and the have nots. And this gets into a big tree of information because it's all connected to a lot of other visual information in a circulation library of information, which are databases of what we experience from what we learn in our mirror, what best serves us. So I knew as a small child, simply reading through my father's engineering manuals and trade manuals, that technology was the Achilles heel of creation. I'll give you one example. I got a Genius app, right? And I'm able to take a voice print with it, and it can do a scan, much like if you remember Bones on Star Trek, which was called a tricorder, could scan and recalibrate your DNA. And there are far more advanced versions than the Genius app. Imagine you can do that with every seeded race. Okay? Now, here's where the kicker comes in with the haves and the have-nots. Because I experienced this with a family on Oahu that was O negative. Okay? And that was when I had something that was in my pocket, right? And it was a new phone or a new novelty. A 4-year-old little girl grabbed it out of my hand and said, "That's mine." Whoa, a new high-tech device. I want it. See how that works? Now we get into the technology transfer. We develop something in technology, and guess what happens? Wow, look what that technology can do. I want that technology. Look what it can do. Well, most of the people around here don't have that much money. How come? Because of others that are feeding on their energy. And as a result of them being in love and service to others, to hold the fort down, which is to hold the higher vibration while we're in the underworld, means that all the other halves, because they have the money for the technology, look what they get to use. That's against the law of one, isn't it? Because that's not what love is. Love wants everybody to be able to have that which they all will benefit from, particularly when it will heal them. Love is what heals us, huh? That's love as a law. So when I experience, right, those that have had to go without the most in order to compensate for those that have the most in electrons, that have the money to acquire the technology, because all you have to do is look around and observe the difference between the haves and the have-nots. As I remember it, based on the studies that I had done through the research, roughly more than 50% of the people on this planet live on less than $2 a day or less. Go and look and see how people live in Nigeria. If you're a father and a mother and your joint is one, which is a single pole, which is Adam and Eve, and you're as above, so below, and you're realizing how many a gazillion beings on this planet suffer every day as a result of the lack of electrons, which is a lack of money. And so you want to reset the game clock. We're going to start over with the same beings and the same imbalance because they don't know how to balance out the calculator, which is the minus slash the plus, which is polarity integration, because it's that simple between simple arithmetic, between subtraction and positive. How much energy are you using in love and service to others to be on the positive side of the ledger, or do you keep digging a hole because you're never catching up to the zero because you keep using your energy to do what? Catch up to zero because you can never get up to zero. and that's a whole. See the problem? The universe of creation is a mathematician using math and physics codes. 144,000 frequencies of base 12 megahertz is 1,200 megahertz. That will burn up anything less than what that is. And those are the allied forces of mankind that are above us. So you got to know, with that much energy, which is that much light, which is that much voltage, because of what happened to us, we're here. Relax. Have a great day. I love you all. Be good to yourselves.